What is up, Motorfest racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut. I'm here with the Dodge SRT Demon in Street Tier 2 class. Secure Commander, my partner in crime with all the tunes, hooked this one up. We made a few little changes, and honestly, it's as good as we can get it. It's a little boaty, but it still turns alright. Gets around the test track in a decent time, and it's got the legs when it comes to the Street Tier 2 class, and it's got enough grunt that if you're running manual, you don't have to be in that perfect gear. It'll kind of pull you through. Let me show you the build, let me show you the setup, and shout out to my man Eric for doing the Cornnut crew livery on this one. He's got skill issue all over it. He's a member of the Goon Squad, and also my man Unk RC for laying down the tracks that we listen to while we do these videos. So got a lot of people backing me. I appreciate all of them. And Lex, dude, I sent him a picture of this car, and then he did this thumbnail for this video in like 4 or 5 minutes flat. So Lex is awesome. All right, let's get into it, guys. You're here for the car, not for my ramblings. As we dig into it and we tab over it, I will show you what we can do for the customization. I will say that it's got a little less than some of the other cars. There's only a couple hoods to pick from. Please, guys, if you're gonna do anything, change the bumper, get that yellow stripe off of there. From the factory, it comes with these little plastic guards on the bumper to keep it safe so that way it's clean when you get it. And so there's some people like leaving those on thinking that looks good. No. No. It's the same kind of people that like have the sticker on their hat and they leave that too. No. Take the tags off your merchandise and wear the merchandise. It doesn't retain value because you left the tags on it, you guys. So anyway, now that we've got that out of the way, my personal rant, there's a few things you can do. It is limited. There's not like a wide body kit and a bunch of other stuff. There's only a few different spoilers and whatnot. I do like that you can put those huge ass chunky exhausts on the back. Looks pretty good. Threw a little shade at some people. If you feel personally attacked, sorry. As far as the vanity goes, Cornnut crew is on there. Go look for that one if you can. As far as deliveries go, like I say, my man Eric did that one, and I'm thankful to him for doing that because it looks pretty sweet. And I think purple looks awesome on this car. For the pro settings, which is what all you guys are here for, final drive all the way long. You want that top speed when we get into the big end on the grand race. The grip, we're going to reduce that a little bit in the front. It's going to allow the car to turn a little bit. Gives it a little more oversteer, but not too much. So negative 6% on the front grip. Keep it all the way grippy in the rear. Brake balance, you're going to fade that to the back. It's going to make the car more predictable, and it allows you to kind of turn in on braking. So slide that slider to the right, give yourself 50%. Brake power, 100%. Aero, 100% all the way on the front. You're going to release a little bit of that aero on the rear, allowing it to have just a skosh of oversteer. Like I say, it's not going to kick out and get crazy on you, but you do want the car to turn, so reduce it in the rear, negative 16%. Springs, we're stiffening this thing up a lot. It's super soft when you get it, so we needed to stiffen it up so it'll actually turn. So you're plus 10 in the front, plus 10 in the rear for your springs. Now for the compression, we did soften that up a bit. So you're negative 14% in the front for your damper compression, and you're negative 9% in the rear. For the rebound, you're going to give that a little bit more, so that way it rebounds a little faster, gets back to that seated position and neutral state, so that way you can approach that next corner and the car's not floating and bouncing. So you're going to go plus 10 in the front and plus 14% in the rear. And then for the anti-roll bars on this one, leave the front alone. It felt pretty good. We didn't make any changes there, but we did stiffen up the rear a bunch. So slide that slider all the way to the right, go plus 10% in the rear. Like I say, 0% ARB in the front. And then for the camber, we're full camber, full Beyonce to the left. So negative 0.25% both front and rear. That's going to set this car up for predictability, drivability. Like I say, it's a little boaty, but there's only so much you can do with the cars. So with this one, you kind of get what you get. It makes a little wider turns, but it's not undrivable. I perform decent in the grand race, and I do okay around the test track. And honestly, I think there's a lot of people that like this car, that want to drive this car. And so this is the setup for you guys. And if you've been driving it stock, you're going to set this up and be like, well, it's a way different vehicle, and I think you're going to like it. So that's it. Shout out to everybody that's helping me with these. There's a lot of people back in the Cornnut crew. And if you want to be a part of that, join the Discord. Just make sure your Discord account is at least 2 weeks old. We've got a bot that auto bans anyone that comes in with a newer account than that. We've had some people coming in and stirring up trouble that are just making alts, and so that's kind of how we stop them. A little bit anyway. Okay, that is the Dodge Demon, the Challenger SRT. It is pretty good. I like it. It's got some caveats, but one thing I will say is you don't have to be in the perfect gear. Like I say, you can be in the wrong gear a little bit, and it's got enough power to kind of pull you through it. And with a little nitrous, it'll get you out of trouble pretty smooth. Other than that, it's stable, it's predictable, it's fun. Stay tuned for me running around on the test track, show you what it looks like over the curbs and in the dirt, and then we got a grand race footage for you after that as well, kind of show you what it does there. Outside of that, I'm Alex Cornnut, your wheelman. I'm thankful to you guys for watching the videos. Please subscribe if you haven't. We're on our way to 10K, and I'd like you guys to be a part of that if you haven't done that already. For the rest of you guys that are already subscribers, I salute you and I thank you. And like the video if you haven't done that yet, because that helps me get this video in front of others so they know where to come for the best tunes in the game. You guys know what's up. Join me on stream. I stream on Twitch, I stream on YouTube. And if you want to race with me, on stream's the best place to do that. Alright, you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you on track. And see you next time. Bye-bye. Here we are on the test bed, creating a legend is the track. We're in our Dodge Demon. I love this wrap on it, dude. Cornnut Crew, skill issue on the back. It's awesome. My buddy Eric did that one, and he locked it in. Now, this is not as good a handling car as a lot of the other ones I've shown you for Street Tier 2, so I'm not even going to pretend that it's some kind of crazy cracked, 2 car, but I think a lot of people want to drive this. And so this is the best tune that we can set up for it. And it's not bad. It's not a bad car at all. My line's a little rusty there. But it does lack its cornering agility in comparison to a lot of the other cars in this class. I mean, when you compare it to the Berlinetta or the Corvette, any of the other really good cars, it does lack in those departments. It's got a good top speed. This setup gives it to be a lot of predictability. You can put it where you want, as long as you're not going crazy. Now, one thing about it that I like as a manual driver is your gear selection isn't quite as important. It's got so much power that even if you're a little lower in the RPMs, it's still going to pull you through it. So like right there, instead of needing to shift down to 4th, I could just keep it in 5th, and we're just slaying. So the difference between a few thousand RPMs is not as detrimental in this vehicle as it is in some others. That being said, with a little nitrous, it definitely kicks it up and gets it really going a lot faster, but that's alright. I think if anyone was out there looking for a Dodge product, one of the Challenger, the SRT8s, maybe even the Charger, this would probably be one of your better bets. It feels to be a little more planted, and it feels a little faster than the others when we were doing tuning, so we leaned into this one. And shout out to Secura Commander for tuning this one up, because it really took a very boaty car and made it very predictable. Which, that's what I preach out here, you guys, is you want a car that you personally know how it's going to turn. When you go throwing it into a corner at, a lot of speed around a bunch of other drivers, you want to know that you're going to be able to get up the inside of somebody, or if you're going to go a little wide so you need to slow down. It's better to have a car that you're comfortable with than a fast car that you can't drive. And I think that this one is set up to be pretty good in a straight line, and it handles its own pretty well. Sounds good as well. So obviously we're not breaking any crazy records here, but that's not the goal of this test track. The goal is to find out how it hooks in the dirt, find out how it pops over the curves, and just kind of go through there. 238, not terrible. That was a little rough of a run for me on the opening, so subtract 2 or 3 seconds from that. But overall, it's pretty good. It turns all right. It looks good if you guys like it. And overall, this setup will get you through. Let me show you what we've got. Let's do some grand racing. I got a whole new lineup of cars for you guys this week. Working on the Bugatti. Got that Demon sitting right there. We got that SLR McLaren. I've got them all queued up. I think we've got them pretty much locked in. One thing about the Bugattis with that all-wheel drive package, they have got a tremendous amount of acceleration. I need to knock the rust off. I've been playing a lot of Forza right now, and so it's a little bit extra for me to get this one zooming so that way I can bring you guys some decent footage. We got so lucky there to fly over that wall. Alright, we've found ourselves in 3rd place. We got to catch this Nova guy. Used a little more of our nitrous than I typically would have, but that was just to kind of break away from the guys behind us. The less people we've got slamming into us, the better opportunity we have to catch up. The Bugatti's pretty planted. It's not quite as good as the Sentra DC Dicey. It does that. It gets a little loose on you. There's not a lot you're going to be able to do, unfortunately, when that does happen. If you've already got the 300 Chiron Super Sport, it's not a bad car. But there's other ones that are better, more planted, easier to drive. So just kind of keep that in mind as you are selecting your vehicles. I more bring this out to you guys because I know that there's a bunch of you that have this car or bought it immediately because it was really meta in Crew 2. And so I want to make sure we get a tune-up for you guys. You can make it turn a little better by taking a little load out of the rear. But in doing that, it doesn't make it nearly as planted. So you sacrifice that predictability and the car being planted for that like a little bit extra turning. So then it's kind of a toss-up. Like, what do you want more? Do you want the car to be easy to drive, or do you want it to be a little rowdier? That dude looks like he's got a Cornnut crew wrap on his Agera. Does he actually? Does he actually? I'm trying to look at his car and not look at the road, and that's not ideal. We almost clipped there. Man, that was tight. We're way out of the gear here. Let's try to catch back up. Okay, we rotate in here. Lots of brakes. Start to turn in. Shout out to Small Shooter for having the right kind of livery on his car. That looks like a Cornnut crew wrap as well. Maybe not. No. Oh, it is. It is. It is. That dude's legit. I don't know that guy. I don't think he's in our Discord. If he is, dude, say what's up. Oh. I don't know if we're catching Nova. That guy's low-key flying. That's a tough one for me, guys. I'm trying to balance a bunch of different games right now, so it's hard for me to stay really sharp on this game and also stay competitive on the others. It's like he clipped back there and then shot right past us. That's wild. We know that FXXK is a really strong car. This SLR McLaren is also a very good race car. I'd say the Bugatti was one of the rougher cars in the 3 lineup that I picked. This SLR McLaren gets it done. I gotta give credit to Sakura for setting this one up. It's fast. Feels really good to drive. We had a really good turn there. Hung a couple tires in the dirt. Nova's gone, dude. But we're drafting here with okay, let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy. Get back on the road. I say that's one of this car's biggest weaknesses, is that when you get on the dirt, it is a little loose. So be aware of that, guys, going in. If you do pick up the SLR McLaren, or you've already got it and you want to run it, it's really good on the concrete, on the asphalt, but as soon as you are in a position where you are running in the dirt, you do pay for it immediately. Nova is gone. That dude is cracked. Let's get the demon going. He's got a Cornnut crew livery on the Ferrari, dude. Shout out to that guy. Shout out to that guy. I was trying to find the emote button. Maybe it's down. Yeah, there it is. Want to give that guy a thumbs up. The Demon's not bad. It's got some power. I mean, it's a heavy boat. It's, you know, got that muscle, that Murica muscle, but it's got the speed. It's pretty fun to drive, and I think a lot of guys are going to be looking for this one. We cut here. We cut here. This is going to be mid gameplay footage, but for the sake of trying to get you guys a video sooner than later, I will probably put this one in there. I like to try to win the grand races so I can show you guys, hey, this car's dominant, but gotta give credit where credit is due. That Nova dude is gone. Oh man, our Slim Shooter 75, our Cornnut Crew Broski is gone. We dropped him back there. He had a bad time. Alright, we'll cut here. Nice. This red eye gets it done. I think that if you guys are looking for, you know, kind of an alternative, a little bit of American muscle action, this is a very good car to go with. Yeah, it's I'm running against guys that are running meta, and I'm trying to bring you guys a bunch of new kind of off meta stuff, and so it's an uphill battle when you get somebody like Nova that's fast like that. But shout out to Slim Shooter over there in the Cornnut Crew livery, dude. That's legit. Love that. Guys, we'll call this one the Dodge Demon, because I think that was a pretty good exhibition of what it can do. It's pretty fast. It's a good car. Second place in the Grand Race isn't bad. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.